In the mix with the Vibe Show. 97.9. Catch a vibe.
Vibe Show 97.9. Today, man, I am super excited. I'm excited. And I know y'all excited too. You know, my phone been going crazy. Is everybody love this queen right here? They love this queen. So, you know, when the promos and stuff start rolling out and they see the queen coming, everybody start going crazy because the love is just it's on a whole another level for this queen right here. We're talking about one of the top 25 funniest people in the comedy game. To me, I'm gonna say the comedy game. They say LA, but I'm talking about in the comedy game. Y'all already know what the vibes is. The original bad girl of comedy that we all love so much. I'm talking about the one and only my auntie, Luenell. What's up?
Hi.
What's going on? How you doing?
Well, praise the Lord. I'm doing just fine. I can't say the same for, a lot of other people in my family down there in Texas experiencing that snow and ice. But in LA today, unfortunately, it's a beautiful sunny day.
Right. I know. I just got off the phone with my mom, and all my family, they down there too, so they really going through it. My mom been calling me.
Where are they in Texas?
In Dallas, and my son is out there in Houston. They really getting it. They getting slammed out there.
Yeah, I know very well.
It's bad. Now, thank you. I gotta always thank you. You always show up for me every time, all the time. Show me love all the time, and we hadn't talked in a while, so it's really good. And I really want to thank you for always being there for me all the time. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Now, I'm bothered about this now. Well, not really bothered, but let's talk about this. You had a knee surgery, a major knee surgery. How did that go for you?
It went very well. I'm not a surgery chick. I don't have surgeries in a town full of women that go into surgery like they're going out to dinner.
Right.
But I hadn't had a surgery in 25 years. Last surgery I had was a C-section to have my daughter. But we have a thing called hereditary osteoarthritis in my family. And two of my cousins have had knee surgery. And my oldest sister has had a double knee replacement surgery. And I knew that I was having terrible pain in my knees. I had to stop wearing heels for a while. Well, for quite a while. So after getting diagnosed with that, once again, like I said, it's hereditary. I decided after seeing the results that my sister had that I would have surgery on my knee if I could have her same surgeon.
Right.
I had my surgery in Texas, and my sister just retired from being a nurse last year, so she was able to take care of me. So I'm going to go back in March and have my right knee done, and she'll take care of me again. And then she probably going to see me again for a couple of years.
I know that's right. Yeah, now when you say knee surgery though, it sounds painful. Like what was the reason? Like were you developing fluid or like what was the situation?
No, as I said, osteoarthritis is a hereditary condition in my family. I don't know why it's only gotten the girls. Maybe it's from wearing heels and stuff, but that's when the cartilage dissolves between your knee joints and you have bone on bone. So I'd done all the shots and done all the fluids and done all the gels and all that stuff, and it wasn't helping. So it came to where I needed knee replacement surgery. It's gone very well for me. It's a slow healing process, even though you're healed on the outside, just like a C-section. It may take a while for you to get all your tendons and muscles healed back on the inside. So I did it. It's successful, and I'm going to do it again because I got to kick 2021 in its ass. You know what I mean?
I know that's right. You still got a lot more stuff to do out here. Now, speaking of 2021, the last time, we talked, COVID hadn't happened or none of that stuff like that had happened. So, the impact of how that's been on the world as well as the entertainment business or whatever, kind of slowed a lot of things down or whatever. Other things had to be put in position or whatever. How has things been for you?
Well, as far as my stand-up career, because I do stand-up, film, and television. As
Mm-hmm.
far as my stand-up career, it came to an halt. March 9th of 2020 was the last stand-up show that I've done. I'm hoping that, after the knee surgery and people do whatever it is they feel comfortable doing, whether it's vaccines or whatever, I'm hoping to maybe get back out on the road in June.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully the club that I worked at in Vegas, the Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club, will open. I'm hoping they're saying maybe around July. So I should be out there pretty good in the summer months. As far as television and film goes, that all stopped for a while too. But we are back to work. I just filmed some stuff for Comedy Central the other day, and I'm filming a movie starting toward the end of this month. And you just have to do a lot more COVID tests and
Right.
a lot more. There's no more like socializing, eating lunch with each other and stuff like that, unless you see fit to do that. Like maybe one person in the cast might be a friend. You might decide to do that or whatever, if they will allow it.
Right.
So it's no more like craft services a lot where you would go and get snacks and coffees and teas. You have to like order it and have a PA like bring it to you and stuff like that. So some of those things have changed. Luckily, a lot of the stuff that's showing now, I already had taped before COVID, so it's just been in
Right.
the can, and now it's all starting to drop.
Well, that's good too. And I noticed too that which I absolutely love. And remember we talked about this a while, like the last time we talked, we was talking about we was talking about the book, the book idea. And then we also was talking about you doing some stuff online, and now I'm seeing that you got the HeyLuenell, you jumped into that. Was that something that was kind of like that kind of spawned within this whole COVID situation or whatever, to kind of keep the brand alive or whatever, because you have major fans?
Well, the book idea is still just an idea because that's very difficult. I mean, just to spew your life out, you got to think about what you want to tell, what you don't want to tell, who you want to name, who you don't want to name.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Do you want to mess up relations with your family? And so that I'm still trying to think that through. But as far as the HeyLuenell YouTube show that I film every Wednesday from 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here in Los Angeles, that was actually an idea of my friend Flame Monroe, who's been featured on the They Ready comedy series that Tiffany Haddish produced for HBO or whatever, at Netflix, I think. And so Flame had a YouTube show as well, and said, "You ought to do it, Luenell. You got fans, and they probably, since they're not seeing you in the club, you ought to give them something to stay in touch with them more than just the Instagram lives." And I said, "Oh, I don't know. Okay." And so we just started over on the couch, and then came over here to the table, and then the next week got a ring light, and the next week got some microphones, because I got my whole studio set up here too.
Okay, I see.
And so we started doing that, and then as it were, my manager and I were able to procure a studio in Sherman Oaks. So now we have our own studio. So like if the weather is bad, I will shoot the show here at the house. And my engineer will just come here. But if the weather permits and everything's fine, then we, of course, go to the studio and shoot from there. I've got, a couple 40-something thousand subscribers, and a good
That's
amount.
a lot, Auntie, on YouTube, though. I'm not. You know how hard it is on YouTube now. It's rough.
Well, I don't know, because YouTube is a new genre for me. But it's really not about the subscribers anyway. It's about the views, is what I'm understanding. So even if people don't subscribe, as long as they watch or they share it with a friend or whatever, that's what's important. And I'm really enjoying it. It gives me a daggone reason to get dressed up on a Wednesday, because, for months, before we were doing that, we wasn't wearing no makeup, couldn't wear no perfume. For what? Wasn't going nowhere. Then we clothes was sitting up getting unworn. You know, I got on a wife beater right now, and that's all I'm rocking. So it gives you a reason to, you know, still make sure you can put your makeup on good and spruce yourself up and feel good about yourself at least once a week. So I always
Right.
have people join me for a cocktail when we're on, and it's been fun. It's been great.
It's looking like you are you growing your hair out or what you doing? It's looking a little longer now.
Well, I think pretty much everybody, men and women, have grown their hair out during quarantine because the barbershops were closed.
Yeah.
Even though my barber comes to my house, but I didn't have him come to my house for months. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to grow my hair out. There just was no going to get it cut.
Right.
And then trying to maintain it during quarantine is stupid. Just like normally I have long embellished fingernails, and I haven't had nails for like 9 months because the nail shops were closed as well. I don't know why people go like, Luenell, where's your nails? I'm like, have you not heard that the, you know, shops were closed? They were closed. So now they're open back. And I always said that when you see me with the little nails, again, I'm going back to work. So these aren't my normal like Las Vegas big blingy nails. You know,
Yeah.
these are just a little something. But I started filming some stuff, like I said last week, so I wanted to get some little nails. So
Right.
that's what the hair thing is and the nail thing.
Okay. I like it though. I like
Yeah, I
it
like it
though.
too. It's okay.
Now, you know, we you know with everything too, you know, we've been dealing with the whole Trump situation, and then that's headed out. But you know, I just wanted to get your opinion on just like the 4 year transition of how it was, because to me, I just feel like we seen a lot. You know, I feel like a lot was exposed as far as like the power that the president really have with the things that he kind of exhibited or whatever. I mean, I don't really know, but I just want to get your opinion on what you thought overall.
Well, I don't really like to talk a lot of politics, but I think that I'm safe in saying my opinion is the opinion of most African
Hmm.
American, you know, black and brown people in this country. I don't think that he was a good example of what a president should be. You know, he came
Hmm.
from The Apprentice to the White House with no experience, and he's
Right.
a narcissistic, male chauvinist pig type of a guy, and he's a obvious racist. You know, I think that's fair to say when you have he's still, as far as I'm concerned, has it got a lot of leeway when
Hmm.
anybody else would have not had as much freedom to be just as blatantly disrespectful as he has. And you know, his own wife don't even want to hold his hand. So I don't know what the future holds. I'm not saying that Joe Biden is the end all and be all of anything, because he has a lot to prove as well, and has had a
Absolutely.
lot to overcome from things that he said in the past. But
Hmm.
definitely we can get is I feel like we have with him and Kamala in the White House, we at least have a sigh of relief that the hatred will not be spewed every day like it was for the last 4 years.
Right. Absolutely. Now I heard you you mentioned something about I think it might have been in a Vlad interview about the difference between like he asked you something in reference to like women versus men, as far as women always getting the bad rap when sleeping around with multiple partners or whatever, and then men could do the same thing and not get the same judgment in a way.
So what's
How
the
do,
question?
how do you feel about that? Because I just, you know, as far as women always getting a bad rap and then men not really getting it as much as the women do, when basically it's really the same thing in a way.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could answer that question yourself, because I'm sure that, you know, that it's the same thing like they'll call Lori Harvey a hoe,
Hmm.
but they won't say that about Lil Boosie. Or Future's got 10 kids or whatever with different baby mamas. And that's, I think anybody sleeping around now is
Hmm.
just foolish because it's not safe, and it's not all about the Rona. We still have AIDS. We still have gonorrhea. We still have, terrible sexually transmitted diseases that aren't any fun for anybody.
Right.
So, I think if one thing happened during this quarantine, I saw a lot of marriage proposals, and I saw, some pregnancies even within my own family. And, it's about time for people to take back the reins of the Black family, I would say,
Yeah.
and get somebody and try to build something with somebody. Get somebody that you can have fun with, but that you got to also build with, because just running through guys is not healthy and it's not popular. And the same for the men, but it's just been that way since the beginning of time. That a double standard for guys is a conquest. Like a lot of fathers used to take their sons to a hoe house when they got like 16, 17, 18 years old as a rite of passage. But women don't take their daughters out to get screwed by somebody when they're 16, 17, 18
Right.
years old. It's just a regular old double standard. It ain't going to change.
Right. You think you feel like it's like that in the industry too as well, like as far as like with women entertainers and men entertainers, or it's kind of leveling up the same, getting on the same playing field a little bit now in 2021.
Well, there's things that are changing for sure. Like one of the last 3 projects I did were directed by women. The movie I'm about to shoot is directed and produced by women. And a lot more minorities in the crew, behind the scenes and stuff like that. But as far as the pay, this discrepancy between what men and women get paid, that's definitely still a fight that we have to fight. A woman has to be like twice as intelligent to prove that she's worthy of getting the money, no matter what your resume or your experience may be. I think that's trash. And the only way to change that is that we have to stop being so thirsty to be in front of the camera and be more excited to be behind the camera, in the director's seat, in the producer's seats, in the writer's room, and and be executives. But everybody's so thirsty to want to bust it open on camera that nobody's thinking about that Black people should be writing these stories. That's why I'm glad like Shonda Rhimes and Issa Rae did a master class through Instagram or YouTube, or advertise on Instagram. These master classes can give you some idea of what it is you can do. We just need to have better goals than just trying to be, Instagram models and stuff like that. The great Cicely Tyson, the great Mary Wilson, the legends that we have lost, they didn't make careers and didn't do any of that.
Right.
And I know that, this may be a time when say, well, the Instagram is my launch pad. And if I take these type of pictures, I'll get some attention. Yeah, but how long is that going to last? Like, that's not what legends are made of, because you maybe don't want to be a legend. Maybe you just want to make a quick bag and do what you want to do. So it's really up to the person. But there definitely is still a big fight that we have to fight for women's rights in the entertainment industry and in sports and everything else.
Right. With the internet too, because I always feel like that it's a gift and a curse, because a lot of people jumped off a lot of brands and a lot of businesses throughout throughout COVID and throughout this whole thing. But I do agree with you though. I do feel like in a way that it can become too much at times. I think that a lot of the younger kids, I don't want to say that they're being misguided or whatever, but
well, you can say that.
Yeah, because
don't you feel that? Don't you?
Yeah, I really do feel that. I just feel like and
more kids are gonna watch Cardi B's video than are gonna watch Judas and the Black Messiah. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna feel like, well, that's too long and this is fun. Things like TikTok and stuff like that, they're designed to make your attention span this big. where you can no longer read a book. People don't even want to read a 2-inch text message or a 2-inch post on Instagram. So, the things that the white folks been saying about us, unfortunately, are true. You want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. That's fucked up, but that's the truth. You can have movies that have the answer to the world in them, but if they're not on TikTok, they're not interested. And that made your mind is now being conditioned to not have an attention span. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the attention to sit and watch a movie without gripping your phone in your hand. It's just sad to me.
Right.
So that's why I'm glad that, we'll talk about it later, but that's why I'm glad that Coming to America is on Amazon Prime, not in the movie theater, where people are still scared to go out to a movie theater. It's too cold to go to a movie theater. It's too everything like that. It costs money. People ain't got a lot right now to be able to watch it, in the comfort of their own home.
Right. That's what I was going to ask you too about. It seems like a lot of the movies are transitioning over to these platforms or whatever, and I just wanted to get your opinion on that too, because it seems to be becoming a promising space for a lot of the content creators that's creating these great movies. And but then you got other people that have their opinion too. They feel like they're not getting the full experience with actually, well, you can't get the full experience like right now, but I'm saying the full experience of actually going out to the show, the whole movie experience.
Yeah, I like to go to the movies. I prefer my own popcorn, so I'm one that sort of sneaks it in with the big bag sometime in my big purse. But there's nothing like that Dolby sound and stuff like that. But now there's a lot of people, since they've been home, they've had to create the comfort of things in their home. So there's more home theaters. There's more people with surround sounds and big TVs, and so you can get that experience at home. I don't think, and I hope that the movie industry for movies in theatrical release is not dying, but it's definitely had a dent put in it by all these streaming services. And there's so many, I can understand 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 streaming services, but there's so many more that, and then $11 a month don't seem like much until you get like 30 channels that you're paying $11 a month, and now it can be a lot. So I just very picky and choosy about what I watch and the services that I subscribe to. Plus, I'm a big 30-day trial girl.
Yeah, me too. I definitely want to try it out. And,
I'll do 30-day trial and see what I want to see. Then maybe I'll shut it down and go to another thing like Hulu and do 30-day trial and maybe shut it down or whatever like that. I don't have a lot of time to sit around and watch a lot. I didn't watch a whole lot of stuff that I should have watched during this quarantine, but I'm not just, laying here.
What are some of the things that you've been able to do though since COVID has been going on that you normally wouldn't have been able to do, because you're always on the road, you're always doing shows, you always do something, you're very active in entertainment business. But what could some of the things that you've been able to do, like, man, I never would have had time to do that, but now I do?
Well, obviously the knee surgeries, I would have never had time to do that. I would have just had to suffer and keep going, because once you get on the hamster wheel and you start getting book, if you're working and you're making money, nobody is going to say, hey, are you tired? Or, hey, do you need a couple of weeks off? Nobody's going to say that to you. You have to do that for yourself. And I was on the hamster wheel and I was working every week. So the things that I've been able to do, the knee surgeries, obviously, I've been able to get some rest, some well-needed rest. I haven't had 10 months off doing stand-up comedy in 20 years, definitely the last 15. And I've, spent more time with my daughter. I've been able to enjoy my house, because all I was doing was coming here, washing clothes, redoing the suitcase, and leaving. Getting some new carpet, new furniture, stuff that I never would have had time to do. Right. So I've been able to do that and see just how creative you can be when left to your own devices, at home, and with the Zooms and doing the interviews and stuff like that. I didn't have a lot of time for those. Only I was doing them when I come to a certain city, and I would go to the radio station like that. But we weren't doing all this Zooming and stuff like that.
Right. I think it's kind of also too, the advantage of being able to do these Zooms and different stuff like that. It kind of brings another fan base in for you as well too, garners another fan base, because you already, have a fan base from all of the work that's been put in as well. But, the internet does have a way of with that algorithm being pushed out there so much, can bring a lot of people who might have not been as familiar with a Luenell now, like, wow, like, you're amazing, because, doing your lives and stuff like that. I feel like you really engage and connect with your fans, and always been outspoken. And I think that's one of the things that I've always loved about you since you've been in the game, is you've been the same. You know what I mean? I think that outspokenness is one of them things that a lot of people fall in love with.
Yeah, some do, some don't. I just don't. I don't have a fake person. I have 7 brothers and sisters. I was born in Arkansas. I was raised in Oakland, California. I was educated in the suburbs, and I went back to Oakland, California, and I've been in LA for 20 years. I don't have a fake ass family. No, they're not going for it. I don't have fake friends. They keep me real, real check. Don't have any of that. My daughter's not for any of the fakery. My husband is not for any of the fakery. And I don't like fake people. I can see pretty much right through them, and it makes me just, make you scratch your head like,
yeah.
Why are you being fake? I have always been one to speak out, against injustice. I don't like when people bully people and stuff like that. I'm not afraid of, oh, if I say this, I'm never going to work in Hollywood again. Well, Hollywood didn't make me. The people made me.
Right.
So if I don't work in Hollywood no more, the people will still ride with me. And so I can't be shut down. I can't lose my job because I'm self-employed. Right. So I have my own company. I'm incorporated. I have my own studio. My instrument travels with me wherever I go. I'm not going to lose my instrument on a plane or anything, because my instrument is my mouth. And
right.
I've tried to, of course, as we get older, you try to be a little bit more discreet in your delivery. I don't I don't try to engage in as much of some of the past incidents that I may have, before. I try to be a little bit more discreet, but if it comes down to it, I will speak my mind, and I let the chips fall where they may. Because, my God, the God I serve, is going to always take care of me and mine. And so you can't rely on anybody else for that, even yourself. You got to have faith in the Lord that you're doing the right thing, and that you're, going to make some people happy along the way. Because that's really my main thing, is like, I've been sad in my day. I don't like people to be sad. My gift is to bring joy and happiness to folk, but if they want to smoke,
right,
we can do that. It's okay.
It's funny you say that, because now I want to ask you about a post you put up, and it was about mental health, with gays, lesbians, and trans youth, like this post that you put up, and I'm looking in the comments, and people just going crazy. It's like a war up in there. In the comments, a lot of people felt some type of way about that or whatever. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Sure. I was asked by somebody I don't know, Luenell, would you please, in February, would you please post this information about mental health seminars and things that are available if you are trans youth, gay or lesbian youth. Grown folk make decisions for themselves. But if
Right.
you're young, sometimes you're confused, or you might experiment, or you might go up to college. You don't know if you feel some type of way, or you might need somebody to talk to. And maybe your parents are evangelists. Maybe you can't talk to them. Maybe your parents
Right.
are old school. Maybe you can't talk to them. Maybe you're just fearful that your parents won't love you anymore if you tell them how you feel. And so I thought about it, and I held on to the post for a while. And then February 1st came, and I put it up. And then all hell broke loose, and everybody was like, why did you, the black agenda has nothing to do with the gay agenda, and why do the gay people always try to jump on our bandwagon and this and that and that? And I really wasn't paying attention to the fact that people might feel some type of way because I did it for Black History Month. I was more concerned with these kids that are committing suicide, these kids that are being thrown out of the home, these kids that are losing friends and being bullied at school will have somebody to talk to. And I thought that, the thing said Black History Month at the top. I really didn't pay much attention to that. And then people were like, Luenell, you're just being used and you're a pawn and da. And that's when I went and made the following post, which basically tell everybody they could kiss my ass, and then I put on my page what I want to put on my page.
Right.
As many people that are posting as much ratchet stuff on their pages, and I'm trying to do something positive, like how dare you come on my page and scold me, which can't nobody do because my parents are dead, and I don't take scolding from my husband. He can set me straight, but I don't like him to scold me. So, I went off and I made a very, very vocal statement about that. If you don't like what's on my page, don't criticize me for what's on my page. Just do like this. Just swipe. Go to the next one. Mind your business. Shake your head. Talk about me to your friends. But you don't have to. Why do I care about people I don't even know and may never even meet when they have something negative to say about something I was trying to do that was positive, basically?
And that's what I was going to ask you too. At this point in your career, does press bother you in any type of way or whatever? Because I know, sometimes reading some of that stuff or whatever, it can hit a little soft spot every now and then or whatever. Does it bother you at this level though?
Well, there's a difference between Instagram posts and press. Two different things. Instagram posts, Instagram comments are not the press. The press works for the Wall Street Journal. The press works for OK Magazine. The press works for Essence. That's the press. And I don't normally get bad press. And even when I get bad comments about something, you can't be like people talk about, oh, my child was cyberbullied and cyberbullied. You can't be cyberbullied if you don't read the shit. You know what I'm saying? And I read about the first 30 comments of anything I do, and then I'm pretty much gone, except for my YouTube show. I try to read those comments and comment back when I can. Or people ask about what lipstick are you in, or where'd you get that outfit, or something like that. I try to give them information, but I don't really receive too much bad press. A project I might be in might receive bad press, but they still manage to have something to say nice about me, because within the shitty project, I might have been the one little light of sunshine that everybody enjoyed. So I don't worry about getting bad press, because I don't do projects that are I don't know. I do raggedy projects sometimes, I've started to say I don't, but I do. But even within a raggedy project, I try to be my sunshiny self, unless I'm supposed to be something else, So no, bad press doesn't really affect me. I'm sure if I got bad press, that would hurt. Nobody wants to do work and and be ripped about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now, was there really an issue with you and Leslie Jones? Because you hear a whole bunch of stuff or whatever, but what was the problem? Because I just it's both talented, working on an amazing project. Um, what was there really a real issue?
There absolutely was a real issue.
Mm,
Absolutely. But the issue more was with her than it was with me. I was more like reacting
mm,
to the issues that she had with me. I'm
right,
not going to go into what they personally were
right.
because we did have a really personal conversation. I've talked about it before. I don't want to keep rehashing that, but I will say that we were able to talk it out during the filming of the movie. It took some coercing and it took a lot of work to get that meeting to happen on both sides. I came to the set willing to let bygones be bygones, her not so much. But then production got involved and was like, you two need to work this out. So at the right time, we did have a conversation and we worked it out. Are we going to be spooning and watching movies together? No. Are we going to work together again in the future? Maybe.
Mhm.
Will we have any problems again in the future? Maybe. But as of right now, I think that we're at I think, now you would have to, I don't know if anybody asked Leslie Jones these questions when they
Right.
interview her. Everybody asked me. I don't know if anybody's asking her. I hope that if that ever happens with you, that you would ask her the same question because I'd be interested to hear what she said. But we did squash the beef as far as I know.
Hmm. That's a blessing. That's a blessing because it's already enough tension going on in the world, enough hate for one another going on in the world, and
Yeah,
it's
but I
just
mean, everybody doesn't have to be friends, and everybody doesn't
true.
have to, blow kisses to each other when they see each other. But when it comes to work, you
Hmm.
need to be able to be professional enough to put the BS aside and do the work.
Right. Absolutely. Coming to America, everybody's excited about it. A lot of
I'm
people.
sorry about this light. It's the sun here in LA, baby.
I
Let
know,
me
and
turn. I'm
we
trying to. Let me.
freezing over here. You got the sun glowing on you.
I'm sorry. Let me see. Can I try to make it not so beautiful over here? Okay. Okay. You were saying about coming to America?
Yeah, coming to America, it's getting ready to drop March 5th. That whole experience with just working with a lot of your friends, that all-star cast, the buildup of it, um, how exciting is it for you and the experience for you of being a part of something like that?
It's beyond exciting. Uh, I posted a post on my Instagram where I have been going through my VHS tapes because we were going to convert a lot of my personal stuff onto hard drives so that my daughter, grandchildren, whatever, one day will have that because VHS tapes will disintegrate at some point.
Mhm.
And I had found a VHS tape with Coming to America on it that I taped off the television, you know, 32 years ago, because that's when the movie came
Wow.
out 32 years ago. So to think that one day they're going to remake the movie and you're going to be in it that's when I always say the Lord got bigger plans for you than you could dream for yourself.
Hmm.
I never would have thought that would be something that would happen, let alone that I would be able to be in it with all those stars. Of course, I'm not a returning character from the original. I'm a new character, and there was a lot going on, so I don't have a whole lot to do. But you definitely won't miss me at all. And just working with Ruth Carter, who was the first Black woman to win the Oscar for wardrobe for Black Panther. That was amazing to be able to shoot the film on the Tyler Perry Studios, where you go to work and every day you see these sound stages. You see the Ossie Davis and Ruby Dee soundstage. You see the Cicely Tyson soundstage, Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey, Will Smith, uh, Halle Berry Studios. And when you think about all the movies that those actors have done for Hollywood, and they would have never, and still have never, considered even putting the name of any of these black icons on the side of their building. So
Right.
that was very prideful. And the extras and everybody there was extremely happy. This was all before COVID. It was lots of hugging and kissing and petting going on, and became really good friends with people like John Amos, who was America's daddy. I mean,
Oh
who
my
doesn't
God.
love John Amos? I hugged him every day. I got him every single thing he ever wanted. If he needed water, I got it. If he needed snacks, I got him. I even had my manager bring him oxtails to the set,
What?
just because I wanted to please my daddy. James Evans is like the black father that we all need
Right.
and wish we had. um you know I know Vanessa Bell Calloway, and been working with her was amazing. Shari Headley, to work with her, to work with two Eddie Murphy movies in the same year, which was Dolomite Is My Name and then Coming to America.
Right.
That's a dream come true. To be kicking and kicking it with Arsenio Hall, who had one of the best television shows on ever on television. And it was just amazing. Plus the other thing, the discipline of having all these great photos and not being able to post them for a year.
I
It almost
know.
gave me a hemorrhoid. I gotta tell you, my butt was about to explode. But now we've been able to start dropping some behind the scenes. I'm gonna do a post a day later, as a matter of fact, about it. Um, Very pleased, like I said, that it's not gonna be in a movie theater where it would be iffy for people to go to, but it's gonna be,
Mhm.
you can pop your own popcorn, you can put some cayenne on it and some onion powder, garlic salt, or whatever. You can drench as much butter on it. You can be in your jammies. You can watch it as a family.
Yeah.
You can be on the couch or in the bed snugged up. The fact that it's dropping on Amazon, I think, is one of the most brilliant moves in movie making history, for to drop this movie where everybody can see it. And it's
Yeah.
going to be more international this time because we have real African stars in the movie. We have people
Wow.
in the movie that you guys don't know yet, but they're huge in Africa. Musical guests, and some of the actors and actresses, and the African dancers, and Fatima Robinson did the choreography. Who thought you'd meet Fatima when she did Remember the Time, and worked with
Hmm.
Michael and Aaliyah and all that stuff? It was nothing short of a love fest. And to be able to get that many black actors back together after a 32-year span, where they all still look good, still can act, and are all coming together again, it's one of the greatest experiences of my career.
Wow. I can only imagine it. Just I'm just sitting here thinking, like, because all of these greats that you're naming, and I don't know how I would have handled seeing James in person, man. John
And
Amos
it
in person,
make you
like,
cry. I think I cry. I think not only me, but and after coming to America, he and I worked together on The Last OG with Tracy Morgan. I
mhm.
interviewed him for Vlad. I talked to him on the phone. I call him for Father's Day, and his son and I are cool, and we send each other texts all the time. I talk to John often, and not only myself, but I've seen people who met him. I've seen them weep. I've seen them cry,
Right.
because there's a lot of black shows that we grew up on, but Good Times is in our DNA. It's in our
Yeah,
blood. And James
absolutely.
Evans is my daddy. I don't care what nobody say. You can do the DNA. I don't give a shit. As far as I'm concerned, James Evans is my daddy. And that's the kind of daddy love you want, that take the belt off, but will fight for you as well. I mean, he's one of the greatest Black American fathers of all time, period. So
Right.
while Eddie was there, and I was very excited to see Eddie, even though I knew Eddie before the movies that we made, because I was really good friends with Charlie, and we knew each other from just being in the club and all this kind of stuff. Eddie was amazing to work with, and amazing to see every day, and amazing to look at his hands and watch how he worked, and
I
see him mess up
know.
lines and see him laugh and all that kind of stuff. It was just one of the best experiences I've ever had. Period.
Were you around when he did the joke on when he was in full makeup and he did the joke on John Amos? When John Amos said he was taking a break, and Eddie, no, he said he was taking a break, and a guy came up to him, and it was Eddie in costume and makeup, and was messing with him about he was asking him something, and he was like, "Man, I'm just trying to take me a break." He was asking, "Can he sign an autograph?" And he was like, "Just give me a minute. I'm just taking a break right quick in between."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Man, look, I need to get the interview right now." No, I'm lying. He was asking him, "Who are you?" I think he was in a security thing or whatever, and he was asking you, who are you? Where's your credentials at? He was like, I'm John Amos. I'm working on the Coming to America movie. I'm taking a break." And he was like, "Where's your credentials at?" He was like, "You're not John Amos." He was like, "Man, I'm John Amos, man." It was so hilarious. He did it all the way, and then he said Eddie did the laugh, and then that's when he knew that was Eddie Murphy. And he ran him around the set or whatever. You wasn't around for that.
I wasn't there for that day. I do remember hearing something about it. I wasn't there, every day. I wasn't there the day that Eddie and Arsenio ran into Will and Martin.
Oh my God!
Shooting Bad Boys at the same studio. So I mean, there was a lot of iconic moments. Some politicians came by. We took Keisha Lance Bottoms. We took pictures, and everybody was trying to come to the set and take a little peek and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a really hot ticket in Atlanta at that time, trying to get on that set and see some of the people.
Do you think that with trying to redo such an iconic movie, do you think that the expectations be way over the top when trying to I wouldn't say top it, because Coming to America is definitely hard to top, but to get it right there, to what do you think? Like, I don't know if you may have had a conversation with Eddie or maybe asked them or anything like that or whatever.
There's been many conversations. First of all, we're not redoing the movie. I need people to know that this is not a reboot. We are not redoing the movie. This is a sequel. This movie picks up 32 years later. Prince Hakeem and Lisa have been married for 32 years. They got children. King Jafar is older now.
Right.
Might be ready to pass away. And I know that people do not want this movie messed up. Now, I think you can never be the first one again.
Right. Absolutely.
You can never be the first one again. But I know that if you're looking for entertainment, if you're looking to pick it apart, that's on you. If you're looking to enjoy it, you will. If you're looking to laugh, you will. If you're looking for Black royalty, you will see it. If you're looking for Black juicy sexiness, you will see that. If you're looking for pride and regalness, you will see that. And if you're looking for a little bit of ratchet, you're going to see that. That's why I come in. But anyway. But it's going to be, I just think that people should go into it with an open mind and look to have some fun. I take great offense to people who are already trying to tear it down when they have no clue, and they've now seen the trailer, and that trailer is fire. Have you seen the trailer?
Have I?
Did it get your heart starting to go like that?
Absolutely. Some of the people that I was seeing in there, I was like, wow, he really went all out this time. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of surprised people. I wouldn't say a lot, but there's definitely some surprised people, and you are going to be like, oh, wow, I didn't know they were in it, because we haven't leaked any of that.
Right. Now, speaking of sexiness now, congrats on you being an ambassador for Rihanna lingerie line or whatever. Now I want to talk about how that came about, and these shots that I'm seeing in Ray too now. I'm seeing this out I heard. I want it felt about that.
Do you like them?
I love them. I really do. I love them. Now I was shocked. I was like, this not a real picture. But then I'm looking.
It's a real picture. It's a real
real
ass. It's real titties. It's all real.
Man.
Well, that was a God given gift that just got dropped in my lap. Her tour bus driver used to be our tour bus driver when we were on tour with Kat.
Uh-huh.
Her bus driver Damien used to drive me, Melanie Camacho, and Red Grant.
Okay.
And then Kat had his own bus. And then me and Damien stayed friends after the tour. So it's 13 years ago. Excuse me. And so Damien called me late one night and on FaceTime. And he said, "What's good?" I'm like, "What's happening? What's happening? What you doing?" He said, "Hey, we was just watching you on the tour bus." And he turned the phone around to the television, which was on a tour bus, and it was me from some kind of thing, a special I had done. And so I said, "Well, who's we?" And he said, "Me and my client." And I said, "Who's your client?" And then boom, Rihanna. No, it's more like this on this side. Boom, Rihanna popped in on the FaceTime. I thought I was having a stroke.
Right.
I was like, "Oh my God," because I love Rihanna.
Right.
And so we were talking. She was a big fan of mine, and she loves comedy and likes to laugh. She's a fun girl. And so I, had told her that I was a big fan of hers and that my daughter was a big fan of hers and her makeup. And so I said, and I see you got that lingerie line. I said, "I wish you had lingerie for big girls, Riri." And she said, "But I do." I said, "You do?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I never knew that." I said, "Well, shoot, I want to be a lingerie model." She said, "Let's make it happen." And I'm like, okay, yeah, we're going to make it happen. And we laughed and we got off the phone. Then about 3 days later, she hit me in my DM. Bad girl, Riri, hit me in my DM and asked for my email. So I gave her my email. I'm like, and boom, contracts started coming. We're going to send you lingerie and do a photo session, and you have to post twice a month, and we need to approve this, and we're going to pay you. Right?
Wow.
And so I was scared because I'm like, I'm a woman of a certain age, child. I got a 25-year-old daughter. She got college friends that follow me and all this stuff. I got 4 brothers, and I was like, oh, but the lingerie came. And we first started out just taking some in here and then posting them. And I was like, okay, that wasn't so bad. Then they got a little riskier. And I was like, okay, let me run these past my daughter first. So before I even send them to Fenty, my daughter, she'll say, "Oh, that looks nice. That looks nice." Absolutely not, Mom. Absolutely not. So I send them to her, and my husband see them before I even send them to the company. You got to send them to the company. Then when I went to have my knee surgery, I still did my obligation. I took pictures holding onto a table or holding onto this. People didn't know that I was, fresh out of knee surgery. And I don't shoot from the front because, number one, I don't want anybody to see my little belly. And number two, I don't want to do no crotch shots. I'm not doing any of that. But I'll give you that ass and I'll give you these titties if that's what you want to see. So luckily, it's been, I did 4 months. I thought that was going to be it. I was ready to do this post about thank you for the opportunity. They said, no. We want to extend your ambassadorship. And now we want to give you, I want to get a raise too. So who was I talking to? I was talking to my publicist, I think, and she seems to think they're gonna extend me again because I think my contract is up in like April. So that may be the last of it for me, and I will have some pictures that I never thought I would have, or they may extend me again. And now we do a little bit more. We might go to a studio and take pictures. I might get another photographer to take the pictures. I might pay a photographer to take better pictures, better quality, not just a phone or whatever like that. So, you get out of it what you put into it, and I'm here for it, as long as they want me. And I think that, I got over my nervousness and my fear, and I've inspired some other ladies to get them some lingerie, because you know what, black men don't care about lingerie a lot, unless you really got to sell it because you're a Instagram chick. White beater, no panties, it wins every time.
Win every time. Every time.
Nobody cares. But a little lingerie with those colors that she's got,
I'm loving
my
it.
latest? Did you see my latest one for February?
Wait a minute now. Which one are we talking about?
With the golden rod color thing. Did you see that?
Are these your ideas, or you got somebody that's saying, okay, now turn like this? Now,
no, I pose myself. No, I do.
Wow.
I know how to do it. I've been watching other people do it all my life. And I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna put this leg up, I'm gonna throw this ass out like this. Then I'm gonna put my arm right here. They won't be able to see my little fat roll right there. And then I'm gonna do like this. I'm gonna lay on my stomach. I'm gonna put my hand like this, hide my neck,
Yeah. Yeah. What do you want to be remembered as, Luenell? Like,
somebody asked me that recently. I hate to answer that question. I feel like, oh my God, this is gonna be the clip that's gonna play when I fucking croak away, But I think I just want to be remembered as a real one, I want to be remembered as a real one. I want to be remembered as an adorable gangster chick that always tries to make you laugh, but is not scared of, of whatever you're trying to put down. I want people to know that I try to fight for justice. As some people may remember, me and Chaka Khan were out there in the park on Mother's Day, shortly after the Ahmaud Arbery murders, and we did the rallies in front of the Laugh Factory and here in Hollywood, and spoke at rallies after George Floyd and all that kind of stuff. And just that, just she was a real one.
Right. You did all of the interviews.
I would throw I want to be remembered as a good mom thing in there, but that shit varies day to day.
I'm not gonna lie. All of your interviews that I have watched that you've done are definitely memorable. All of them. Especially the one.
As I hope this one will be. I hope this one will be.
Every time. The Chaka Khan was epic. You have that relationship with her, and some of the questions that everything was just so on point. And I love that interview, and your interview style is right in your face. I wanted to tell you that I love that interview.
Thank you.
Also, the Prince tattoo. Now, I know you're a huge Prince fan. What inspired that to actually get the tattoo? It's one thing to love him, but to get the tat, that's a whole nother type of love.
Well, I do love Prince, and Prince has always had a good relationship with people from Oakland. Like a lot of his background singers he got from Oakland. I'm from Oakland, was raised in Oakland. He had a background singer named Bonnie Boyer. She passed away. She was from Oakland. He had a background singer named Rosie Gaines, one who sang Diamonds and Pearls. She's from Oakland. He got Sheila E. out of Oakland. He had a club in Oakland. So he always felt like, and then he got Larry Graham, and he was from the Bay Area as well. And I just always wanted to meet him. I always wanted to know him. I love his music, and he was gifted. He was just like him and Michael, they had that thing. They
really did.
That thing. And the reason I got the tattoo is because when we was going through this revolution, when we was going through this, for lack of a better word, race war, when we were going through the murders of my black brothers in the street and the rapes and abductions of my black sisters, which is still going on.
Absolutely.
Because it's cool down in the press don't mean it's not going on. Just because we're talking about the weather don't mean that that's not still going on. But I felt like we was in a revolution. And Prince's band was called The Revolution.
Right.
So I said, I'm going to get this on my microphone hand And then when I talk and I do, when I'm on stage and I'm talking on a mic, people can see it, and then they'll know where I'm coming from. I guess I don't know. It's fine. It's pretty.
I love it. I love it. It's dope.
Gangster.
It's dope.
Yeah.
Anybody you want to work with that you have not worked with yet in this business?
Oh yeah, lots of. Well, I've worked with. Yeah, I want to work with. I want to work with The Rock.
Big one.
I want to work with. I think I want to work with Viola Davis, but it might be kind of intimidating because I know I'm not that type of actress. But that don't mean I don't want to work with her.
Right.
Maybe I could be her crazy niece or something like that, cousin, whatever. I want to work with. I'm also scared of De Niro, but I would like to work with him or Joe Pesci because they.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
As far as chicks go, I really I just have I have so many, people like I would like to work with Monique,
That'll be dope. I can see y'all on the chick trip, something going. I could just see one of them films, which I think it'll be amazing.
I would love to work with Monique. I would love to work with Monique, because I want to see her get back on the grid. I want, despite all the trash that she may have said or people have said about her, you can't deny her talent.
No, she's great.
She had her, the Parkers is still running and still funny. And when she hosted the Grammys or whatever that was that year, and her and the big girls came out and did the Beyonce thing, that was dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course she was pretty cold-blooded in Precious, and she also has done some other things that is not as popular that everybody hasn't seen. So I definitely want to work with her one day. And there's lots of other folk that I would like to work with, But I've worked with a lot of people though.
Oh yes.
And Borat to Adam Sandler to DMX to
Master P.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Why you say that like that? Like Master P.
I haven't really thrown him in the category of the other people, but I've already worked with Master P in the I got the hookup too. And then I'm trying to get some of them noodles though. I want to see what's up with Master P's noodles because I've been to jail, so I know about noodles. I want to know about Master P's noodles. So Master P, shoot me some of them noodles.
Right. You do you still get that oh my God, Luenell? When you go out different places, you still get that wow effects like on people.
Yeah, it happened today.
Really?
Yeah, they holler my name out the window. I was somewhere the other day. I had on a turtleneck. I had on a like a do-rag. I had a mask that goes all the way down here, and I had on a Crenshaw baseball cap. And I had on a marathon hoodie with the hood up. And somebody walked by me and said, "Hey, Luenell."
You thought you was in a good disguise, huh?
Used to be my bow legs would give me away or my long nails, but I only got one bow leg right now until I get the other one fixed. And my nails are short. If I open my mouth, I'm busted, period.
Oh, automatically.
I don't know. This old deep voice is identifiable now, but yeah, that happens. Yeah, a lot.
What could we expect? Any other future projects? Because I mean, I'm still waiting on the book, but the book coming. We just don't know when it's coming. Whenever you decide, it's coming. But what else can we look forward to? Though? I know you got a lot of things in the works. We got you got the comedy CD out. We got a lot of movies out there that people can still go and check for. We got Coming to America that's gonna get ready to drop. We got the comedy CD. What else can we look forward to?
Well, people go to my website, HeyLuenell.com. You can, if you still are the type of person who likes to touch a CD or a DVD, you can order that through my website, www. HeyLuenell.com. Or you can stream it from iTunes or whatever. My latest CD is called "I Only Drink at Work," because it was true. So I got a full bar right there. I don't drink. You want to see my bar? Let me show you my bar.
Yeah, let me see. I heard E40 sent you a whole bunch of stuff, huh?
My head is in the way. Let me see. Yeah, there's my bar. I don't sit and drink at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of sad unless you're on a Zoom and you're drinking with your friend. Yeah, 40's been sponsoring my YouTube show since the beginning, and so he sends me lots of booze. And so I Only Drink at Work is able to be downloaded on iTunes or Spotify or anything like that. I have a clean Christian comedy DVD. It's quite old, but yes, I do. No cussing. You can play it at the church function, the wedding, or anything. It's called Let the Church Say Rolling on the Floor, ROTF. Let the Church Say ROTF. It was recorded at a church here in LA with a couple of other comedians. It's really funny. So if somebody wanted to gift grandma with a little bit of Luenell, they could do that. We just got a script finished for a show for me that we're going to be trying to shop called Holy Grounds. And that has a church element in it as well. I'm going to be starting a film called God Save the Queens, probably in another week or so, about 10 days, maybe a week. And I think probably more COVID tests are in my future. The Comedy Central, I just did 20 most favorite roast moments. You know how they used to do those roasts on Comedy.
Yeah.
So we did, you know how they used to do on VH1 and stuff, and they show a clip and they have you comment and stuff like that. So I just did one of those. And you know, I'm trying to my goal is to be the next Black female in late night. Like, they don't have Black females
that'll be
late
dope.
night.
That'll be dope.
So that is my goal, to be the next Black female late night. I say it in any interview that I can do, so that maybe somebody will hear me. And we, you know, I definitely have the experience when I used to work at the Soul Beat Television Network, all Black owned and operated television network in Oakland, California. Back in the day, we used to do a show called Club 37, which was patterned after like the Tonight Show. We had guests and had the monologue and the little curtain. We had a little janky curtain that come through. I have all that, you know, that gold streamer birthday.
Yeah.
Hi. And so I have the experience to do that. I've been interviewing people, all of them, all these many years, which is why I was able to do a good job with the Chaka Khan interview or my Sinbad interview.
Oh, now that one right there, I'm not gonna lie. The Sinbad one I watched that one 3 times. When I tell you, I think that might have been the dopest Sinbad. It's Sinbad. People sleeping on Sinbad is just an amazing dude, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and we have to keep him in our prayers now, because I know you're aware that Sinbad has had a couple of strokes and recovering, and it's a slow road. You know, it's a slow road, but we're going to keep him in our prayers. He's been my friend for many, many, many years.
Absolutely.
I mean, I used to be so jealous Sinbad got to host the Showtime at the Apollo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. But that's those are some of the things that I'm hoping to get accomplished in 2021, and to get back on the road. Maybe not as hardcore as I was before, but I don't mean in the material ain't gonna change, but I mean as far as just like going. I may not be doing as much as that, and I definitely am hoping and waiting for the day when I can get my residency back in Las Vegas. It was every Sunday night at 10 o'clock at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club. So I'm hoping that will happen in July, and I'll be able to entertain people and give them a reason to come to Vegas.
Absolutely. Auntie, you already know I always enjoy you every time you come on. We always have a blast. Before we get out of here, can you give anybody that may be going through tough times, which a lot of people, everybody, the world is going through right now, low in spirit or what? Can you give them some uplifting words of motivation before we get out of here?
Well, I don't know how motivating I would be, but if you can really stay close to your family, because at the end of the day, unless there's people out there with raggedy families, there
Mhm.
are. But if you have a good relationship in your family, try to keep that, because at the end of the day, that's really the only people who are going to have your back. If you are having difficulties with your children, try to work on that, you know. Um, it's a good time to try to stay just close to, your mate, and try to make things work. If they don't, they don't. But let's just try a little bit harder, not give up so quick, and to just stay focused, and don't pay attention to all the white noise that comes into your ear from Instagram and from Twitter and from this and then from that and TikTok and all that kind of stuff. And the people that are out there don't matter. It's the people that are in here that matter, to
Mhm.
me.
Mhm. Absolutely. For me, the Vibe team, we love you and we wishing you more blessings and more success with everything that you're doing right now and everything you're gonna be doing in the future. That book, I want my autograph signed book when that book come out. I'm ready for it.
I'll do the audio book for the people who don't want to read it.
Yeah, now that'll be. I think that'll be good. That's gonna connect that
You'll
audio.
be one of the first to know. I'll make sure that when it gets completed, if you're still doing your show, and I hope you are, that you'll be one of the first to get an interview about that. Okay.
Absolutely, I love you. I can't wait to have you back on here again.
Thank you so much. Keep up keep fighting the good fight, brother.
Absolutely, got to. It's the one and only original bad girl of comedy, the one and only Luenell. Love you,
Ashe.
Auntie.
Take it easy. Bye.
All
How you get out of this thing?
right.
What do I do? Okay, you click me out and I'll just
I
be quiet.
got you. That was my special guest, the one and only original bad girl of comedy that we all love, the one and only Luenell. Y'all make sure that y'all visit that website at www.HeyLuenell.com. Make sure y'all go over there, show us some love, and y'all make sure y'all get locked in for that Coming to America 2. Coming in March 5th, March 6th, I believe, dropping on Amazon. Y'all make sure y'all get connected. Shout out to everybody that was on the live tonight, man. Let me shout everybody out. Shout out to Mr. Lawton TV. Shout out to GS Music. Shout out to Jasmine Giles. Shout out to my homegirl Sunshine. Vibe Show Casper in the building. Shout out to Lisa Nichols. Shout out to Nicer. Shout out to Jacqueline Yvette PR. And shout out to everybody else who jumped on the live and showed my special guest so much love. If you are new to the channel, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications for more exclusive Vibe Show interviews that are coming up. Also, y'all make sure that y'all rush over there right now and log on to our official radio station website, the vibeshow97.9.net. You go over there, you can hear all the exclusive music non-stop. Also, run over there to that mobile app store and download that official Vibe Show 97.9 mobile app in the Google App Store, baby. Get connected. Listen, y'all make sure that y'all send prayers out there to the people out there in Texas, man, that's going through. Send prayers out there. We're praying for a recovery. Also, y'all make sure that y'all continue to protect yourself. Watch out for that COVID. Put your mask on. Keep your hands washed. Take care of yourself. I love y'all. The Vibe King, Kano the Don. I'm out.